Close your eyes for a second. You're standing on the shore of a lake. It's Tanzania, but not the Tanzania you know. This is 1.8 million years ago. There's no you yet. Not really. This is Homo habilis, small brain, barely upright. And on the ground, there's something strange. A rough circle of stones. They aren't random. Someone placed them there. On purpose. Nobody knows exactly why. But the leading theory is almost too simple. The stones held down branches and skins. If that's true, this is the first known attempt by any hominin to build a shelter. It's not a hut. It's barely the idea of a hut. But it might be the beginning of architecture itself. Here's where things get complicated. Shelter isn't one invention, it's a ladder. And figuring out the first rung depends on what you're willing to count. The first shelter we can find is not necessarily the first shelter humans ever made. Think about what early shelters were probably made from. Branches, leaves, grass, animal skins, wood. Most of those materials disappear. A shelter could protect a family and still leave almost no trace behind. So, shelter developed in small steps. First, humans may have used a rock overhang. Then they could have cleared it, added a fire, or blocked an opening. Later, they could have placed branches against the rock. Eventually, they could build a structure without the rock at all. So, when we ask for the first shelter, we're asking a deeper question. When did humans first decide that the place they lived could be changed on purpose? A shelter is not just an object, it is a decision. You can create a boundary, you can make warmth last longer, you can choose where to sleep, you can return to the same place tomorrow. For early humans, that was a shift. And once that idea existed, the question changed. Not just, where can we find shelter? What kind of shelter can we create here? That question takes us through millions of years of human history. The stones at Olduvai Gorge were found by Mary and Louis Leakey. They're dated to roughly 1.8 million years ago. Some skeptics think stone circles like this can form naturally. That debate has never fully settled. But here's what people forget. Even skeptics agree on one thing. Something like this must have existed even earlier. Early humans, spreading across open, unpredictable land, needed some way to modify their space. The alternative doesn't make sense. Missing proof isn't proof it never happened. Branches rot, grass disappears, hides decay. Almost nothing survives a million years. What we find today is only a tiny fraction of what actually existed. The next clue is far less disputed. It's a site called Terra Amata on the coast of southern France. It dates to roughly 400,000 years ago. Archaeologists found oval huts there, about 10 meters long. Branches were driven into the sand and bent inward to form a frame. Stones held the base in place. There was a hearth inside for fire. This wasn't a one-time thing either. The site shows multiple layers of use. People came back. They rebuilt, using a design they already knew. That's not improvisation. That's a method, repeated on purpose. Then there's a site that genuinely surprised archaeologists, Medjugorje, in what's now Ukraine. It dates to around 15,000 years ago, deep in the last ice age. There were almost no trees there for building, so people built with what they had. Mammoth bones, skulls stacked to form walls, tusks curved into arched supports. The whole structure was likely covered in hides. This wasn't a desperate improvisation. It took real planning, finding the bones, sorting them by size, assembling them with structural logic. People engineered permanent housing out of the largest animal on the continent. And here's the detail that should genuinely surprise you. Homo sapiens might not have built the very first deliberate shelters at all. At Bruniquel Cave in France, Deep underground, archaeologists found rings made from broken stalagmites. They were deliberately arranged, some were burned, and they date to 176,000 years ago, long before modern humans ever reached Europe. Whoever built those rings worked in complete darkness, using fire for light. It probably wasn't a shelter in the normal sense. It may have been a space for ritual or gathering. But it proves something important. The urge to build wasn't unique to us. Neanderthals had it too, tens of thousands of years before we showed up. So, why does shelter matter this much? It's not just about staying dry. A built shelter creates a defensible space. It concentrates warmth from fire. It allows deeper, safer sleep. Sleep researchers connect to memory and dreaming. It lets a group return to the same spot again and again, building a kind of memory around a place, not just a moment. Some researchers think this repeated use is where the idea of home really begins. Not just shelter from weather, but a place that feels like it belongs to you. Before any of this, though, there was an easier option: caves. Natural caves offered ready-made protection, and humans used them for over 1 million years. In some ways, a cave might be the true first shelter. No building required, just the sense that a gap in the rock was worth returning to. But caves have a problem. They're fixed, they're rare, and they're often already claimed by cave bears, hyenas, and big cats whose bones and claw marks turn up layered right beneath ancient human occupation at some sites. That limitation is probably exactly what pushed early humans to start building their own space instead of just hoping to find a good cave. A built shelter can go anywhere. Branches on the coast, mammoth bone on a treeless steppe, stacked stone where wood runs out. The real invention wasn't any one technique. It was the flexibility behind all of them. The idea that if the land didn't shelter you, you could simply make one. And we weren't the first builders on Earth either. Termites, beavers, and countless birds have been building for far longer than humans have existed. But a beaver builds the same dam its whole life, and its ancestors built that same dam for millions of years before it. Humans never stopped redesigning. New material, new landscape, new shelter, every single time. So, when did ancient humans create the first shelter? If you count deliberate use of a natural space, maybe 1.8 million years ago. Though that's still debated. If you mean a fully built, repeatable structure, the number narrows to around 400,000 years. And if you're wondering whether Homo sapiens started it all, maybe not. A cousin species may have beaten us to it in the dark, underground, 176,000 years before we ever arrived. Which means the real invention was never the hut, or the bones, or the stacked stone. It was the idea sitting underneath all of it, that you don't have to accept the world exactly as you find it. You can build something better, and every home you've ever lived in is still running on that same ancient idea. We don't have to accept the world exactly as we find it. We can change it. And perhaps that was the real beginning of architecture. If stories like this, where something as ordinary as a wall or a roof turns out to be one of the oldest ideas humans ever had, are your kind of thing, subscribe, because that's exactly what this channel keeps digging into.